We are live. Okay, great. Hey, this is Brent Leary, and this is for the Small Business Trends series. But I like talking to folks live while I record this, and so we're doing a Facebook Live with Jon Lee. Jon is the CEO and founder of ProsperWorks. We're going to be talking about dirty data and small businesses, what it costs small businesses. But before we do that, Jon, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Brett. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And so I want to get a little of your personal background and also give us like the 30,000-foot view of what ProsperWorks is and what you guys do.
Sure. So I've been a career entrepreneur since 2005. Started my first company, marketing automation software business. Bootstrapped it to $47 million in revenues, and then sold it to a private equity consortium and roll-up of various advertising networks. Then I started a software company that built video games and A/B testing software. And then we sold that company to Zynga. And then basically took a long hiatus and really questioned my meaning for life and realized that it's to serve. And I felt the best way to do that is to help my fellow kind, which is other entrepreneurs, other fast-growing businesses. And so every business struggles with building great relationships and ultimately monetizing those relationships. And so we focused on the CRM space, but we did so and really positioned ourselves differently by focusing on G Suite, which is formerly known as Google Apps. And so ProsperWorks is the #1 CRM for Google Apps. And we are solving the biggest problem in CRM today, which is that there's a lot of dirty data. And it's actually dirty data that causes more than 47% of CRMs to fail, according to Forrester. And so when you think about it, the reasons are because people don't like to enter information. It's moving out of context to have to engage with the customer, then go to a separate screen, do something in your CRM, log information. And then third is just, a lot of these CRMs have been built back in 99 and 2000, and they've bolted a lot of features on. And as a result, it's become quite clunky. And so we've built a modern CRM on top of G Suite that's really simple and easy to use. It looks and feels like Google. We've adopted material design, so if you know how to use Google Drive, Gmail, you know how to use ProsperWorks. We put CRM where you are talking to your customer. So that's email, that's phone, that's calendar, that's Drive, that is Intercom, in Zendesk. Everywhere where you engage with your customer, ProsperWorks provides contextually relevant information at the right time and right place, and actually sucks in that information so that you have, again, clean data and accurate data at all points in time. And the third thing is we automate data entry. Nobody likes data entry. It's a huge waste of time. We estimate sales reps spend almost a day out of the entire week entering information. And for what reason? CRMs, I think, historically have largely been focused on backwards-looking data. It's an auditing mechanism for management to make sure that the team is ultimately working, right? And the reality is that you want your team working, you don't want them filling out data. And so that's really where we come in, and we really solve that problem. And so by solving that data entry problem, that data cleanliness problem, we're actually able to realize the next evolution of CRM, which is that no longer is CRM just a backwards-looking tool to see what happened in history, but actually can inform what you should do in the future. And so using algorithms to basically be able to interpret what was successful and what was correlated with success and verify causation and then continually test that, we can actually recommend to customers what they should be doing and ultimately automate that for our customers. So we're 160 people strong. We're growing to 220 by the end of this year. We've raised $87 million in venture financing. We're the only recommended CRM that Google recommends. Google's a customer. Google's an investor. And I think that the amount that we've raised really speaks to the growth and the adoption across our over 35,000 customers that we've amassed in just 3 years.
Yeah.
And so that makes us one of the fastest growing CRM company in the world and one of the fastest growing SaaS companies in the world.
So talk a little bit, maybe give me the distinction or the definition of dirty data, and how does that compare to incomplete data or out-of-date data? To kind of give us the whole lowdown on all of that stuff.
So usually it's incomplete data. The number one issue, right? You have a meeting, you have a series of meetings, you get caught up, you forget to update your CRM at the end of the week, you don't remember something, so you basically don't enter the information. Or if you do, it's not accurate. Another thing is, you pay your reps and you pay your relationship managers, or you yourself as a relationship manager, your most valuable asset is your time. And so a lot of times you'll just enter something within CRM just to be able to try to have really good hygiene. But the reality is it's a hard thing to do. It requires a lot of discipline. But why should you even have to do it? Like, we live in the cloud today. All of the applications we use to communicate with customers exist in the cloud. We can pull that in so that your data is relevant, it's comprehensive, it's fresh, and you can trust it. And that's the number one thing. Can you trust your data? And if you can trust your data, you can make data-driven decisions as to how you should optimize your sales process, who are your best performing reps that your other reps can learn from, why are you losing customers, why are you winning customers, answering these key strategic questions that are important for every business owner, for every functional leader, that they need to have answers to.
It's funny, we just got a comment from my buddy Alan Berkson, who works over at ProsperWorks, and he says a fellow Google portfolio company. So he's proud of that, being in that stable with you guys.
Yeah.
You mentioned...
And credit to FreshBooks for their incredible growth. We've only heard great things from the Google private equity team there.
Very cool. Alan, I hope you heard that, man. It's good stuff. So you talk about AI and the impact of good, clean data on AI and how that could optimize the benefits that companies get, because I'm assuming bad data equals bad AI at this point.
That's right. Yeah, so an algorithm is only as good as the data that you put in it, right? So if you have missing data, the algorithm can't really interpolate for that or error correct for that. And so you need not only clean data, but you need lots of data. And if you don't have those, then you either don't have an answer or you have an answer that's non-determinate. So your error bands basically cross each other and you can't actually make a decision. And so I think that AI is going to completely revolutionize CRM and just relationship management in general, is because it's going to be able to identify all the specific things that occur, find those correlations to success, validate causation, retest, and then ultimately be able to help inform what the next decision is, be able to identify patterns in data that human beings otherwise can't see, right? To be able to inform, how can you optimize your business process better? How can you do better on that next call? What are the key things said in the call that really convinced the buyer to move forward with your solution? I mean, we live in an amazing world today where you can transcribe this entire conversation. You can analyze it against other conversations, pattern match it, and be able to figure out, what are the key phrases. And those are the things that folks like Chorus, that Gong are doing. That's really exciting and is really helping to promote what I call the augmented productivity economy, which is that it's focused on really helping humans build better relationships. And through better relationships, you get better results, both for your customer and for your company.
And how does clean data and complete data and timely data, how does that impact the ability from a speed perspective to get the right nugget at the right time when you can actually do something with it?
So an example would be you walk into a meeting, ProsperWorks knows, okay, you have this calendar event, it's automatically crawled all of the emails, all the phone calls, it's transcribed the voice, it's got all the customer service tickets. It's even mined information from outside the web about this person's interests. It pops up because it knows, hey, it's time for the meeting, and you've just walked into the building. and it can provide you with this whole dossier, so to speak, of what's going on, and then that makes you into the meeting knowing exactly what the customer's challenges are, where you last left off, what your next objective is, and so forth.
Great. Hey, Jon, this has been really great. Good stuff. Where can people learn more about ProsperWorks and what you guys are doing with cleaning up data and also this whole idea of augmented productivity?
So ProsperWorks.com. Just come visit our website and feel free to email me directly at jon@prosperworks.com, and I'd be happy to see if I can help you out. That's why I built this company.
Great. Thanks again for the time.
Thank you.